Today we are going to be talking all things World's Strongest Man, talking about the athletes, the contenders, heat events, finals events, break everything down, and give you all of the information that we have for me to defend my title as the World's Strongest Man. All right, so let's talk athletes first. We're gonna go through everyone that we know. We've had a lot of people pulling out. Alexei Novikov unfortunately tore his bicep. We had Christoph Haraldsson, he is out due to injury. Shane Flowers tore his bicep. Martins is out because of nagging sciatica. Mateusz is out because of an Achilles rupture. The field is really getting decimated. And what it feels like, no disrespect to any other competitor, and there will be people who are absolutely surprised, there always is. But in the lead up, it very much is becoming the Mitch and Tom rivalry and what will happen from that. So of course I am going. Then we have Tom Stoltman. We've had a great back and forth over the last year and a half, 2 years. Then we've got Rob Kearney from America, Oscar Zelskowski, who made his pro debut at the Arnold, also competed at the Arnold UK. He is from Poland. We have Evan Singleton, of course, from America, Rauno Heinle from Estonia, Matt Regg, the sleeper of the competition from New Zealand. Shane Flowers is out, unfortunately. Gav Bilton from the UK, Luke Stoltman from the UK, Ivars from Latvia, Spencer Remick from America, another late addition, Pavlo Kordiaka from Ukraine, Europe's strongest man of last year. We've got Jaku Schumwinkel, our South American representative, Eddie Williams from Australia, Adam Bishop from the UK, Kane Francis from the UK, Thomas Evans from America, really solid up-and-comer in Thomas Evans. I wouldn't be surprised to see him do very well this year. Austin Andrade, who is from America, but I believe is representing Mexico. He has Mexican heritage to some extent, and he is, I've heard, one of the guys to look out for who could really surprise. I don't know a huge amount about him, but I will do my research and see what's going on. We've got Trey Mitchell making his comeback from his Achilles rupture in October. That is an incredibly fast comeback. Really happy to see him back and hopefully in good shape. Bobby Thompson, who is American, obviously, hasn't been able to break through at World's Strongest Man in a big way yet, but he has made himself known many times over at the Arnold and is one of the best athletes in the world. Unfortunately, he just falls apart when it comes to the heavy reliance on stones at World's Strongest Man, which we will get to in a second, but definitely a contender if he's put especially into the right group. Then we have Marcus Crowder from America. I believe he won OSG this year. Wesley Derwinski, my fellow Canadian, who I think came third at OSG this year. Will be interesting to see how he does stepping up to the next level. Evans Nana, he's from Belgium. Originally, I think he's from Ghana, maybe. I'm not exactly sure who he'll compete against or compete for, but really interested to see what he does. Then we have Nathan Goldtree, who is American, and Nicholas Camby, who is American, but likely to represent Italy. We still have a few names left to be announced from that list, and I know there's been multiple people who have been invited and have turned it down. It's up to them to put it out there, but multiple guys at a high level, some of which fans are begging to be invited, they have been invited and they decided not to compete. We'll leave that one there. Let's go ahead and let's start talking about the events in the heats. Right, now let's start with the events in the heats. But before we do, let's break down how exactly World's Strongest Man group stage, how it's done. So we have top 30 guys in the world. They break them down into 5 groups of 6. They say it's not seeded. It 100% is. You can bet your bottom dollar I'll be in number 1 as the number 1 seed. Tom will be number 2 as the number 2 seed, so on and so forth. And they have to do that to make the groups somewhat even and reasonable. So 5 groups of 6. Top guy gets through out of the group stage to the finals. Second and third place, regardless of points, go into a stone off where they have to battle back and forth. Now let's get into the events that will determine whether they're in a stone off or not. They're going to start with a stone carry. They're calling these the Webster stones, which I don't understand. It's very confusing because we had the Webster stones at the Arnold. It's basically going to be nickel stone weight, so somewhere around 135 and 114 kilos. 135 in one hand, 114 in the other. You grab them, walk them as far as you can. That's how we're kicking it off. Very important, because the better you do in that, the later you go in the next event, which is going to be the deadlift ladder. These bars will start at 300 kilos. It'll be 300, 320, 340, 360, 380. So we have multiple reps building up to around an 840 deadlift, very heavy weight. And then after that, we've got the sandbag steeplechase. This will be the end of day one. We're gonna have 3 sandbags between 100 and 140 kilos. You have to load all 3 over a bar, then go under the bar, grab all 3, load them to the platform. Fastest time wins. Day 2 starts with a Viking press, basically an overhead press affixed at the back, and you just rep it out to your shoulders, up and down, as many as you can get. Most reps, of course, wins. Usually the rules are that you can't put it down. So it's just constant tension, constantly working until you have nothing left to give. Then we are into a car walk, iconic strongman event, basically a yoke with a car frame built around it. You would have all likely seen this before. Then the winner is through. Second and third ranked go to a stone off. The stone off probably is gonna start at 120 or 140 kilos, gets heavier until you're going back and forth with a 200 kilo stone. We will see some epic battles on that. This is the one where it's very dangerous if you're a guy like me who gets a guy of very high quality in your group and a very good stone lifter. This happened last year where Matt Ragg, very, very good stone lifter. Then we had myself, Mateusz, Ivars, all in the same group with him. He would have beaten most of us at a stone off. And so you basically have to win the group to get through, which is a lot of pressure. I've heard that there are multiple guys this year who are very, very good stone lifters who are new to the competition. So I think we're gonna see some unique names, some new names in the finals, and let's talk about how those events will go.
Energy, 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 I got the energy, what are you telling me? They wanna slow me suddenly, I got the remedy, you know the chemistry.
Now, in the finals, we have the top 10 in the world. Of course, it's not actually the top 10 because it's gonna be partially predicated on what the groups are, how the stone offs go, what the matchups are. But I'm just gonna give some names that I definitely think we should be looking out for when it comes to the finals. Definitely myself and Tom. I think it'd be very, very likely that both of us end up in the finals. Then just some other names. Evan Singleton had a really strong performance last year. He's been steadily improving. Bit of a hiccup at the Arnold, but in terms of physical capability, he is right up there. Matt Ragg is another one from New Zealand. He is extremely strong. He's posted some crazy stuff leading into Worlds. I think the only thing that would hold Matt Ragg back is like himself in his own head. I think if he comes in with confidence, he could be really deadly as well. We've got Rauno Heindler, who last year took Brian Shaw, I don't know if it was to the limit, but close to the limit on a stone off. If Rauno can end up in second and third in his group, I think it's very likely that we see him in his first World's Strongest Man final. Other names, Luke Stoltman just won Europe's Strongest Man, looks really, really strong. He is likely to be in the finals. Ivars Smakstelis is probably the most consistent strongman across the past 5 to 7 years. He actually has more international wins than anyone else because he competes so often. We've got Trey Mitchell, who is coming back from an Achilles tear, but before that was definitely one of the strongest men in the planet. We'll be looking for him to do very well. Then we have Bobby Thompson. He is going to be very group dependent, but if it were a static strength event or if the last event wasn't a stone off, Bobby is a top 10 athlete in the world. Definitely deserves to be in the finals. Will he be there or not? Who knows? I have heard that Austin Andrade has great events in the heats. Possible that he is the rookie to look out for to upset some people and make his way to the finals. And lastly, Jaco Schoenwinkel is going to be back. He made the finals in his rookie year last year. Unfortunately, he tore his ACL during the dumbbell event. He's been making his way back. I don't know how far along his recovery process he is, but in terms of someone who is well capable of making it to the finals, and not just making it, but holding their own, if he's in good form, he is definitely one to watch out for. Now, let's talk about the events. We're gonna start off with the NAC medley, which is going to be a 350-ish kilo frame into a 470 kilo, 455 kilo, somewhere in or around 1,000 pounds yoke. For me, this is an absolute bread and butter event. 2 things I would love put together. I have never lost a yoke, and I just won the frame carry at the Arnold. This is a really, really good way to start off. Then we have max axle press. Again, I have been training up and around the world record numbers. I'll let you guess for yourself whether I've hit it or not, but I have gotten weight well above the world record over my head. If I can clean it efficiently, get excited, and make sure I execute, I think that this event is another that I could win, and I could win, just like last year, the first 2 events when it comes to the finals. Next is the keg toss. This is a bit of a wild card. You could throw the keg poorly. Who knows how it'll go. This is Really good event for Tom Stoltman. With how tall he is and how powerful he is the man to beat here. Training has been going really well for me, but you never really know until you get out there on the day. Definitely an event where I'm going to be looking to secure second or better to stay in good stead to finish up day one of the finals. Day two starts with the total body fuel, Rain total body fuel. Get your Rain, you know how it goes. Conan's wheel. The Conan's wheel, obviously, crook of your arms, you're going around in a circle. Last time I did this, I dropped it prematurely to save energy because I just didn't need the extra points, but I firmly believe I can break the world record on the Conan's wheel based on how my training's going. I am sure other guys will be well capable of that as well. And this is one that is really how bad do you want it and how hard could you push yourself? Our second last event, and Conan's wheel is particularly important for this because it's going to be the deadlift for reps. It's going to be a standard height deadlift, normal deadlift bar, somewhere around 360 kilos. I haven't been beat from the ground at deadlift for reps other than conceding points strategically in a very long time. When we did the deadlift for reps at the Arnold UK, I firmly believe that I could have beaten Thor at the time and gotten more than 10 reps at 350 kilos without a suit on. I anticipate the winning number here will be in excess of 10, and I believe that I'm capable of that. Some athletes to watch out for on the deadlift. Matt Ragg has been posting some absolutely absurd deadlift numbers. He just posted a 420, 425 triple. That is some crazy numbers, some Thor Eddie Hall territory. How he holds out for multiple reps, yet to be seen. Tom's deadlift is sort of hit or miss, but he is well capable of doing extremely well on a deadlift. If Bobby makes his way to the finals, his deadlift for reps is very, very good. This could be hotly contested. Trey Mitchell, another one, if he's back in full form and he feels good, this could be a phenomenal event for him as well. This rounds us out with the Atlas Stones. Atlas Stones, Tom Stoltman's the man to beat. And as much as I don't want to say it, I think we do all sort of concede second place to Tom, barring any mistakes. Anything can happen on stones. For me, I've been training this extremely hard. Probably focused more on this than anything else and getting my tacky right. And I'm very confident in our plan, as in Laws and I, to make sure that this goes 100% just like last year. Last year, Tom beat me on this set of stones by 2 seconds, and I am better than I am last year. So as much as Tom is the heavy favorite, I would not be stunned if I pulled off a massive upset on the Atlas Stones. I'll be working very, very hard to do that. To sum it up, Tom's got really good keg toss, really good stones. I've got a great frame and yoke. That being said, Tom won that event a few years ago, so he's not gonna be that far off. I have a really good Conan's wheel, and I have a great axle press, but so does Tom. So we are gonna be trading points back and forth. It should be exciting. Go ahead, pop in the comments how you think it's all gonna shake out. Have I overlooked someone? Do you think someone could do really well who I just haven't mentioned? I would love to know your guys' thoughts. As per always, lift heavy and be kind. The merch shop is down below. The link to our merch shop is in the description if you'd like to go check that out and support the channel. Appreciate you guys very much. Lift heavy, be kind, and we'll catch you in the next video. Wish me luck.